What's happening, my beautiful people? My name is Mike LaBelle, and welcome back to another episode of Closing Belle. And we are knocking on the door, FIFA 21. So we're gonna talk about how to build your ultimate team in today's episode. I've also got my main man, Alexis from the Cooligans, is gonna be joining us. He's probably gonna be making fun of me, so you don't wanna go anywhere. You wanna hang in tight. And we're also gonna discuss some of the details of filling out these positions. We got the guest showdown, we got new icons. Run the intro. Today's FIFA forecast is more of a history lesson. We have the icons, their ratings, and we have all their iterations, their variations, 3 each, at least to get started. Who's been most impressive? Who has been most disappointing? Is this what you expected? Use the comments. I feel that we can have a little bit of a back and forth. We can have that discussion board because icons have become so prominent in every single FIFA installment since their introduction. As I stated previously, or at least to get started with this episode, we need to talk about how to start your ultimate team, what to look for with building a squad, and I brought in a good friend of mine. How are you doing, Alexis?
Not bad, baby. Thanks for having me on.
You
Finally, you got an expert on the show, you know?
You have my favorite voice, by the way. I still believe that you were meant for the podcast, and it just so happens, of course, that you have your own show, you've got your own podcast, you've been doing your thing. Unfortunately, rooting for the wrong team in New York City.
NYCFC is the label that pays, man. So, you know, we both signed on the dotted line, so we got to rep our own side. You know what I mean?
I understand. This has been a weird year for MLS in general. I think sports in general. But I figured it'd be cool to bring on Alexis because we're going to talk about starting an ultimate team. By no means are you an expert with Ultimate Team, but you do play a lot of FIFA and you're great at talking trash while playing. So when you're starting your Ultimate Team, and I'm going to try to be pretty general here, I could go over and review a bunch of starter teams. If you want to see that, maybe we'll do that in another video where we really go through the depth of each and every position and different players that will fit into being overpowered or maybe even early gems or hidden gems that could be valuable. But when you're looking for goalkeepers, super interchangeable when you first get into FIFA. What I'm telling you right now, Alexis, is don't go buy the 90 rated goalkeeper unless you've already got everything else put together. There's going to be a lot of guys that are in that, I'd say anywhere between 81 to 84 range that are going to give you a good value for your product. Am I on board? Are you on board with me right now? I know I'm talking about FIFA products. You know, I'm really making this a little deeper.
No, goalkeeper is seems like the one position you don't want to drop a lot of dime on. You know what I mean? Like that's the one you just want to get someone who's good enough. You know what I mean? I don't think you need an icon in goal. Like, how trash are your defenders that you need an icon in goal? You know what I mean? Like, you be all right. You know what I mean? Get yourself somebody from a team you never heard of in La Liga. You know what I mean?
I don't know if I'm going to stretch it to just a no-name goalkeeper, but I'm on board with you in terms of priority. And
you could even do the best goalkeeper in MLS, and I think you'd be fine.
I don't know about that. I think we're stretching that. I think that's a risky move. I agree with you. You could get somebody that's a mid-table in a La Liga or Bundesliga, Premier League, any of the big leagues, and that will often last you a certain point of time before you need to make some of these upgrades. And you do get benefits from having a higher rated goalkeeper. It's just a matter of, well, how much budget do you have? And that's why I'm trying to help you with starting your ultimate team. You're looking for overpowered goalkeepers, and the best way to get someone that's overpowered, and this is going to be consistent, goalkeepers, defense, midfield, attackers, do they have previous FIFA president? And I'm sure that you could relate to this a little bit as well, Alexis. Certain players have probably put on for you every single year, or at least they're on like a 3-year or 4-year train now in a row where they've been an asset or a valuable player. Like, I like the way this guy moves or what he's been able to give me. He scores big goals. He feels similar to what he was previously, and I liked that experience.
Right. Like, especially I heard FIFA 21 is going to really have a connection between how the actual player is playing. I think one of the previews said if he has a great header, that increases their heading ability in the game. If that's true for keepers, then stay away from Chelsea's keeper. That's all I'm trying to say.
Yeah, Kepa's kind of
You don't need Kepa in there. That dude is he's not even looking in the right direction. Homie's backwards. What are you trying to do, my guy?
Now, defenders, you're looking for guys like Klosterman. Klosterman is an 80 overall, but he's 84 pace. He's in the Bundesliga, which is always a little more affordable than going into the Premier League. But if you could replicate this type of player early on in FIFA, you're going to get amazing value. I was going to say
Upamecano.
Yeah, amazing. Another great right in the exact same selection group, or even a Joe Gomez, but he's probably going to be a lot more expensive just because Premier League, and he's an 83, so he's a little bit higher rated, a little rarer, already has that hype. But the point is, that's not what you're looking for your center backs. This is going to be your bread and butter. Also, if you pack any fullbacks, hold on to them, or at least make sure to list them for good money, because fullbacks are going to sell for more because there's less of them. So if you get any level of a decent fullback, not even amazing, just decent, there's not that many left backs that are comparable in FIFA. And even for the right back slot, depending what league, people need links. People aren't spending the money. They don't have the investment. They don't have the bankroll yet. They are going to be looking. And then if you go into SBCs, fullbacks are often very useful, and there's just less of them. Supply and demand. I did take one class talking about economics.
Very nice.
Only one, Alexis. Only one.
And whoever you cheated off of must have been really smart.
And then the midfield is, I usually look for well-balanced players if you're going to go overpowered. Sissoko would be a fantastic example. Alon would also be another guy. And both these guys are not only good in real life, but they have FIFA history. With players that have performed in previous FIFAs have a better chance of performing in future FIFAs.
Right. I'm even thinking someone like a Richarlison. You know what I mean? Like right along that line of Alon, obviously on the same team. Not wildly crazy. I think he's only like in the lower 80s, if I remember correctly. But he's someone that has a lot of skill and someone who loves to find the back of the net.
I almost put him as an attacker, though. That was my next section. But Richarlison, I think, is an 81 this year. So,
okay.
So he's gone up. I feel like he really got kind of thrown a dub last year because he had a great season. And in FIFA 20, at least his starting foot item, it wasn't really that special. So I was a little bit disappointed. And then attackers, I don't know how familiar you are with the likes of like a Saint Maximin or a Lucas. And both these guys in the Premier League will always be fantastic. The only thing is they're going to come with a hefty tag.
Saint Maximin just for the drip. Like, I don't know if the drip is in the game, but you got to have him in just for the vibes.
They make it so he wears a Gucci headband, but they blur out the Gucci. So he just has a headband in game.
Oh, he got a Poochie? I had one of those in high school.
If you want to pick up a Poochie, go down to Chinatown. They're available. Yeah. They're going to cost you maximum $10.
When you wash it twice, the P becomes a G. Don't worry about it, homie. Get out of here. It'll fade away into a G.
This is actually just going to be all New York references through and through. But yeah, for attackers, it's kind of simple. You want people that have the ability to take on players, and you need speed, especially early on. So I know we named a couple guys that are really well known, but even if you're going for off-brands, as we'll continue this theme of Poochies and Gucci's, if you're going for the off-brand versions of players, or you want to be a lot more on the discount shopping, you go for pace, you go for skill moves, and you got to experiment with it. How is the positioning? Does he feel right? Because you're just trying to build the ultimate collective with your team. When you're building a squad builder, it's about having balance. If you had, for example, let's say 6 attacking players, you're not going to have any midfield presence. You're not going to break up plays. You're not going to have somebody that sits on top of the back line. And this might sound obvious, but it's still important in FIFA. It just won't work. You've got to, same with size. It's something that I always stress when you're building an ultimate team. You need gladiators and maestros. And this kind of applies all over the virtual pitch. You can't have 4 clunky defenders even. Let's say you had 2 center backs, big bodies. You got the Virgil van Dijks of the world. But if your fullbacks are also on the larger set side, or they're not very agile, someone who's good that's not agile, for example, would be a Kyle Walker. Right. We're all very familiar with Kyle Walker. He's about 6 feet tall, and he's like a rhino as a fullback. I mean, straight line, a lot of pace, a lot of power, but he's not as good going forward. He's not similar to the likes of a João Cancelo, for example.
Yeah, I agree. And just speaking of when it comes to pace at a forward, a guy like the dude Bellarabi, right? I think he's only at 82, but the dude's got 90 pace. I mean, strong, can play the wing, can play as a forward if you absolutely need to.
Correct. And there will always be a bunch of hidden gems. I'm just trying to give like the general landscape of what you're looking for. Right. Prioritize your midfield, prioritize your attack. If you're going to go defenders, center back first, even though you got to get good value on the fullbacks. I just think controlling the middle at the end of the day, and until proven differently, is what wins matches. We haven't seen a FIFA now in a couple years that has been crazy with crossing. Last year, crossing was non-existent. FIFA 19, it was only the back post cross, so then we were starting to look towards some of these taller fullbacks being a necessity, and we don't know what you're going to need exactly for FIFA 21 yet in terms of fitting the meta and what the gameplay kind of offers. But at the same time, until proven differently, I want to win the middle of the pitch versus the wings. Usually you let people have the ball in the wings and you try to defend against that. Boom, that's the editorial today. Let's get into the guest showdown. I'm looking forward to this. Are you ready?
Yeah.
The guest showdown today, class of 2021 icon challenge. So we have new icons, and then we've got hints, or we've got questions here, and we're going to answer these questions to the best of our ability. I feel very confident with this. Good luck to you, Alexis. And we're gonna write them down on a piece of paper because Alexis said that I've been cheating, and today he's not gonna get to cheat off me. One of the greatest African players who ever lived. This player won 4 Champions League titles on 3 different teams.
Is it on there? Yeah, I think
I'm gonna do this quick fire as well. We're gonna be popping through these. Boom, 1 for 1. Referred to by Pep Guardiola as one of the best players ever, this player has never received a red card his entire 700+ match career. That is interesting. This is a hard second question. Huh?
Nah, this is easy.
Really?
Already showing it, yep.
I've got Philip Lahm.
Oh, it's Xavi, baby.
Look.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
You know what? I wonder if Xavi has had a red card, man. I guess he has. I think your guess makes more logical sense than mine. It just went straight over my head. I was thinking about it. All right, nicknamed El Nino. All right, at that point, got this. If you'd like me to continue, we can.
No, I see where my mistake was made.
Fernando Torres.
Yeah.
Before finishing his career on the Chicago Fire, I can't spell his name, but I know you're gonna both get this one right.
Yeah. Well, can I just yell Schweinsteiger?
Yeah, that's fine. I just put SCH on mine. The only other class of 21 icon player to play in MLS. This player is an integral part of the Invincibles before moving to Chelsea. That's pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
All right, Ashley Cole with horrible handwriting. May not be the case for long, but as of right now, this player has the most record caps for Barcelona. Well, there's your other answer.
Well, there you go. Finally, he's back. Wait, can I just lift up my Xavi card from before?
Yeah, please lift it up. Lift it up.
There you go.
This Manchester United player became an actor, starring alongside Kate Blanchett. Is that how you say that? In Elizabeth?
Kate Blanchett, I believe.
Okay, I'm butchering names. Because it's a United player as well, like, come on, this seems like the right...
And also,
I haven't seen this movie.
Would be a trash actor.
Trash actor. The all-time top goal scorer for the Croatian national team. There's only one player that's from Croatia on this.
That's right. So... And I
Pretty
know they're supposed to be
there.
like... I'm even putting a little V above the S on my man's Schuka.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Holds the record for the most clean sheets in a Premier League season with 24.
Oh, so this is...
I'm telling you right now, I'm a little disappointed with these questions. We could have got more elaborate here. The one that I'm still shocked that I even went with Lahm on the previous one. I just can't believe that. But other than that one, I feel like... But that even seems straightforward to Xavi. So, out of the 11 of the class 2021 icons, how many have World Cups? This is supposed to be a tiebreaker question, but I just feel like you were unjustly done, so we're answering it.
I'm going to say 4.
I had already put 3 on my markup here, so I think I might be missing one. So, Philip Lahm, Fernando Torres,
Xavi, and Schweinsteiger.
Damn it. You're going to be right. I just threw my stuff. I'm just writing it down even though I said it. 4 it is. You're right. Yep. Yeah, that's right.
This Sharpie stinks. I need to up my Sharpie budget.
That's going to wrap up today's episode. If you enjoyed it, make sure to drop some love. Alexis, where can the people find you?
You can watch my TV show every Tuesday and Thursday on Football Sports Networks and footballsportsnetwork.com if you don't have it. It's called The Cooligans, at Soccer Cooligans on everything. Instagram, Twitter, your mother's house, everywhere, at Soccer Cooligans. And we have a lot more content coming out for you ASAP. Make sure to stay tuned.